Good morning, friends. Today we are going to continue the chapter 8 motion. Last lecture we did the distance time graph. This time we are going to continue with the velocity time graph. The distance time graph and the displacement time graph are both similar, with the only difference that the distance always keeps on increasing. Yes, when you move from the reference point, the distance will always keep on increasing no matter in which direction you go, but the displacement may increase, may decrease or turn zero depending on the direction in which you go. So we'll do a little bit of revision of the last lecture. Yes, we start with graphical representation of motion. So in the last lecture we had seen a distance time graph for a stationary body. Now even if you take displacement time graph for the same body, when the body is stationary means it is not moving at all. When it is not moving at all, it is in the same place. So initial position and final position also remains the same. So displacement will be 0. Okay. So the distance time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. So what do you see here? If it was a displacement time graph, yes, the initial position and final position is the same. So displacement will be 0. So the displacement time graph is also a straight line, but it is the x-axis itself. Hereby we have taken a line parallel to time axis because the red dot shows the reference point and a body was initially 4 meters from the reference point. So that was the distance of the body from the reference point, which does not change at all. But displacement of the body will be what? Final position minus initial position. So the blue line should be on the x-axis. Okay. Then I showed you the next graph. This was starting from the reference point, initial position, and the distance is increasing along with time. But you see the distance and time are increasing uniformly. Uniformly means it's a straight line with the slope. So last time we did the calculation. If you want, you can just run the last video one more time. We have done the calculation between different points. Here we have given A points A and B. Last video we have taken A, B, C and D. We found out the velocity between A and B. So not velocity, the speed between A and B, between B and C, between C and D. You can even try finding between A and C, B and D or AD. And you will get the same speed for whichever points you take on this line, which shows that this is uniform motion. The body is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. It is a non-uniform motion. There are two types. In the non-uniform motion, there are when the body is accelerated, means as the time passes, the velocity of the body is increasing, as I have shown here. From A to B, the speed is, we will not call velocity, we will call it speed because direction is not mentioned. But the magnitude of velocity is 3 meter per second. From B to C it is 5 meter per second. From C to D it is 6.5 meter per second. Means the velocity is increasing here. It is non-uniform motion, but it is accelerated motion. So uniform motion, in the uniform motion acceleration is 0. Why is the acceleration 0? Because the speed remains the same. And acceleration is rate of change of speed or rate of change of velocity. Velocity means, in velocity we take the direction also. So in the last slide what we saw, it was a straight line, acceleration is 0. Here acceleration is positive, and in this non-uniform motion the acceleration is negative. How you can see, from A to B the speed was 4.5 meter per second, from B to C it is 2 meter per second. So as the time is passing by, velocity or speed is decreasing, and this is non-uniform motion but with deceleration or retardation. Today we are moving to the next graph. We are going to move to the next graph today, that is velocity time graph. Now remember the difference between distance time graph, displacement time graph or velocity time graph. So here the x-axis is again the time only because time is an independent quantity. But the y-axis this time we have not taken distance or displacement, we have taken the velocity. Now what you can see from the graph, at time 0 seconds, the velocity is 5 meter per second. After 1 second, the velocity is 5 meter per second. After 2 seconds, the velocity is 5 meter per second. Means the body has got a constant velocity. Now when the velocity is constant, what does it mean? Acceleration is 0. The velocity is not changing at all, so the acceleration will be 0. Is it clear to you? So remember, look at the graph. Whenever a graph is given to you, see what is the x-axis. Mostly the x-axis will be time only. And check the y-axis. Does the y-axis show distance and displacement, or does it show velocity and speed? So previously we did distance versus time. That was for a stationary body. Here the body, if the body is stationary, the velocity should be 0. So the line is not parallel to x-axis, the line is the x-axis. So if the body is stationary, you should get the line exactly on the x-axis. This should be the line. When will you get this line? When the when the body is stationary. If the body is stationary, velocity is 0, and as time passes, velocity remains 0 only. So the red line shows that the body is stationary. It's a straight line on the x-axis, but the blue line shows you that the velocity is not 0, but the velocity is constant. So how do you know the velocity is constant? Check. You can see the blue dots. All the blue dots are on the line 5. What does it mean? At 0 second, the velocity is 5 meter per second. After 1 second, it is 5 meter per second. After 2 second, it is 5 meter per second. After 3 second, it is 5 meter per second. What is acceleration? The formula we have done, v minus u upon t is final velocity minus initial velocity upon time. Now here the final velocity is also 5. You can see 5. Initial velocity is also 5. So 5 minus 5 is 0. Even though there are 3 seconds have passed, the change in velocity is 0. So 0 upon 3 equal to 0. So acceleration is 0. So velocity time graph of a body moving with a constant velocity is a straight line parallel to the time axis, and if the velocity is 0, it is the red line, it is the time axis only. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. See it again, take your time and understand this. Okay, this is the velocity time graph for a body with constant velocity. So it's a line parallel to the x-axis. The velocity isn't changing at all. And what is the meaning that the velocity isn't changing? You have to remember, when we say the velocity is not changing means neither the speed is changing nor the direction is changing. Sometimes what can happen, that the speed remains constant but the direction is changing. So when the direction is changing means the velocity is changing and it is accelerated motion. For example, when we did the circular motion. When a body is moving in a circular motion with uniform speed, the speed remains the same but the direction is changing, means the velocity is changing, and velocity is changing means it is accelerated motion. But here the body is going with the same speed in the same direction, so the velocity is constant, and for constant velocity the graph is a line parallel to x-axis and acceleration is 0. But now when we do velocity time graph, there is one more thing we can do here. When a body is traveling with constant velocity, we can see how much is the displacement of the body in the given time. So here what I have done, you can see I have drawn a line at time t equal to 2 seconds and a line at t equal to 5 seconds. What I want to see is how much the body travels from 2 seconds to 5 seconds. So can I find the displacement of the body between 2 and 5 seconds from the velocity time graph? So let us check out the formula and go to the answer. Okay, so here I have shown a blue box here. I have shaded it. What I want to find out? I want to find out the displacement of the body between the time t equal to 2 seconds and t equal to 5 seconds. So using velocity time graph to calculate magnitude of displacement. Why is the word magnitude used? Because using this graph we can only find out the magnitude of displacement and not the direction. Now let us see the formula. Velocity equal to displacement upon time. Rearranging. How do you rearrange? You will take the time of here. So what will you get? Displacement equal to velocity into time. So how to find out the displacement? You will have to find the velocity into time. Okay. Now this is the velocity and this is the time. You can see the velocity is 5. Yes, 0 to 5. So this velocity, this side is 5. Is it clear to you? The velocity is 5 and the time is 5 minus 2, that is 3. So what does velocity into time mean here? It is nothing but the area of this rectangle whose length is 3 and breadth is 5. So to find the magnitude of displacement from a velocity time graph, you have to first see which time you have to take. So here t1 is 2 seconds and t2 is 5 seconds. And then you have to find the area under the line between 2 and 5, which forms a rectangle. Okay. So here we know the velocity of the body is 5 meter per second and the time interval is 5 minus 2 is 3 seconds. 5 minus 2, 3 seconds. So magnitude of displacement of body is equal to area under velocity time graph, that is the blue rectangle. So how will you find it? Velocity into time, 5 3s are 15 meter. Means distance traveled by the body. Why are you using the word distance? Magnitude of displacement means without the direction we can call it distance. So distance is the area of the rectangle, it is 15 meter. So now you can understand that when a body is traveling with a constant velocity of 5 meter per second, then the distance covered by the body in 3 seconds, that is 5 minus 2, 3 seconds is 15 meter. So now can you tell me how much the body covers in 5 seconds? Yes. So here the length is 5 and breadth is also 5. 5 5s are 25. Okay. How much will the body cover in 20 seconds? Let us say the velocity remains constant. So velocity is 5, time is 20 seconds. 5 20s are 100. So the displacement of the body is 100 in the particular direction, or magnitude of displacement is 100 meter. So we have learnt a new thing here today. In a velocity time graph, the area under the graph will give you the displacement. So area under the velocity time graph will give you the displacement. Okay. And the slope of the velocity time graph will give you what? What does the slope mean? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Remember the last lecture? y2 minus y1. So y2 here is 10. y1 is 4. So y2 minus y1 is 10 minus 4. How much is 10 minus 4? 6. So 6 is the change in the velocity. And t2 5 minus t1 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. So in 3 seconds the change in velocity is 6 meter per second. Okay. So the velocity is has changed 6 meter per second in 3 seconds. So what will the acceleration be? V, final velocity V, which is 10, minus initial velocity, which is 4. So 10 minus 4 is 6 upon time. So 6 upon 3 equal to 2 meter per second square. Now how do we know its uniform acceleration? The acceleration is constant here. Remember, in this graph, velocity is not constant. You can see every point the velocity is changing. Yes, c point 1, point 1, c point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5. the velocity is changing with time. Okay, when the velocity is changing, it is accelerated motion, but it is the straight line, means the acceleration is constant. This is constant acceleration. Remember, velocity is not constant, the acceleration is constant. So the slope of a velocity time graph gives us the acceleration, the area under the velocity time graph gives us the displacement. Okay, so this is constant acceleration. Now, how do we find the displacement for a body with constant acceleration? So here again I have to find the displacement under a velocity time graph. So what I have taken, this line 2 and this 5. Now since the velocity is not constant, I don't get a straight line, I got a sloping line because velocity is uniformly changing. It is uniformly changing. So what I've got this time, I get a trapezium. So the area of the trapezium should give me, the area under the trapezium should give me the displacement. Now how do you find the area under the trapezium? So I've broken it down into two parts, a rectangle and a triangle. Now you see here, what is the length from here to here? 4 minus 0. So this is 4 and the time is 5 minus 2, that is 3. So the green rectangle is 4 threes are 12 meter. Now we go to the triangle. The triangle is 10 minus 4, that is 6, and the breadth is again 3 seconds. But area of triangle is half into breadth into base into height. Yes, it is half into base into height. So I get half into 3 into 6, it is 9. So area of the rectangle in the blue is 9 meter. Area of the rectangle is 12 meter. So total displacement is 9 plus 12 is 21 meter. And the acceleration, I take any 2 points. You see, we did previously. What was that? Final velocity is 10. Given here 10. Initial velocity was 4. So change in velocity is 10 minus 4. Final time was 5. Initial time was 2. So the time taken is 5 minus 2. Time taken is 5 minus 2, that is 3. So 6 upon 3, 2 meter per second square. So this velocity time graph tells us that the constant acceleration of the body is 2 meter per second. Now the acceleration is constant, means the velocity is changing uniformly with time. So now we read it, velocity time graph of a body having uniform motion, which is initially at rest, is a straight line passing through the origin and having a constant slope. So this is uniform velocity. Sorry, this is not uniform motion, this is uniform velocity. Remember, the velocity is uniform, the acceleration is uniform as the velocity is changing. So we have found the acceleration is the slope of the graph, and we have found the displacement area under the graph. So velocity time graph gives you two information. The acceleration, which you can find by the slope. Do you remember the formula of the slope? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So y2 is final velocity v, y1 is initial velocity u, x2 is final time t2, and x1 is initial time t1. So slope will give you the acceleration and the area under the graph will give you the displacement. Now this is also another velocity time graph, and the line here, what do you see? The uniform velocity, the initial velocity was not 0. The initial velocity was 14. Means the body was traveling at the speed of 14 meter per second, and after 7 seconds the velocity became 0. Do you know this situation? This situation occurs when you apply brakes on a vehicle, when the velocity keeps on decreasing and finally the body comes to rest. Now the straight line shows here that the body is retarding, or the retardation is uniform. Means the velocity is changing at the same rate, but the rate of change of velocity is negative. Now how will we see the negative velocity? What will we do? This is also velocity time graph again. For this time graph, this time the initial velocity is, sorry, final velocity is 4. Can you see? The final velocity is 4. Means at time t equal to 2 seconds, the velocity was 10, and at 5 seconds the velocity became 4. Means final velocity v2 minus v1. Final velocity is 4 and initial was 10. So 4 minus 10 is minus 6, means the velocity is been decreasing, and it has taken 3 seconds for the decrease. So 3 seconds for the decrease means the acceleration is minus 2 or the retardation is 2 meter per second square. Means every second the velocity is decreasing by 2 meter per second. But in this graph also, to find the displacement, we have to find the area under the curve, and using the same formula. In green we have the triangle. So what is the height? 10 minus 4, 6. What is the base? Time? 3 seconds. So half into 3 into 6 gives us 9 meter. Here the velocity is 4 and 4 these are 12, 12 meter. The displacement is 21 meter. So even if the velocity is increasing, means positive acceleration, or the velocity is decreasing, negative acceleration, the slope of a velocity time graph gives us the acceleration, and the area under the velocity time graph gives us the displacement. So no matter which velocity time graph you have, remember the area under the graph. How will you take the area? First you should know the points, initial time and final time. Here the initial time is 2 seconds, final time is 5 seconds. So drawing the perpendicular lines, we find the area under the graph. So area under the velocity time graph gives you magnitude of displacement, means distance, but not direction. And the slope of the velocity time graph gives you the acceleration. Now we move to our last graph. In this graph, what you can see, it is neither uniform acceleration nor uniform retardation, because the velocity is increasing and decreasing. Oh, there is a small mistake here. I have done the 0 should not be here. There is a mistake in the graph. The 0 should always be at the initial position. So there is a slight mistake here. The original line should be from here. From 0. Okay. So from 0 to 2 seconds, the velocity has increased from 0 to 8. 0 to 8. Zero to 8. So it is accelerating, and the straight line shows the acceleration is constant. But from 2 to 4 seconds, the velocity has decreased. From 8, it has come down to 4. From 4 to 6 seconds, the velocity has again increased from 4 to 6. Then from 6 to 8 seconds, it has decreased from 6 to 2. Then from 8 to 10 seconds, it has increased from 2 to 10, and then it is constantly decreasing and reached 1. Okay, so here this graph, the acceleration is neither uniform, means not positive or negative. From 0 to 2 it is positive, 2 to 4 it is negative, 4 to 6 positive, 6 to 8 negative, 8 to 10 positive, and 10 to remaining it is negative. Okay, but you cannot find the acceleration. Now the acceleration is also changing, increasing and decreasing, so it is non-uniform velocity of an object. But the displacement of the object is found by the same formula. So here I have tried to find the displacement the body has covered from 2 seconds to 10 seconds. So what is the displacement covered? Area under the graph. Now I have broken down the area into a blue rectangle, into a green rectangle, and 4 orange triangles. If you calculate the area and add them, then you will know the displacement, the body, the magnitude of displacement or the displacement of the body from time 2 to 10, means in 8 seconds what is the displacement. So this is the velocity time graph we are done with today. Last time we did the distance time graph. Now this is something new in physics, so you might take some time to understand, but not to worry. Repeat the video, see them again till you understand the concept. If you do not understand the concept, send me a message and I will try to explain you now in a video lecture. Till now we have been doing in presentation part, but if you want a video lecture, then I can also produce a video lecture, prepare a video lecture to explain the terms. But I think you will understand this. So what have we done for revision? In a distance time graph, the slope gives us the speed. In a velocity time graph, the slope gives us acceleration and the area under the graph gives us the displacement. Now for the next topic we have the equations of motion, which I am going to do in the next two lectures. So in the next lecture we will now do the famous Newton's famous equations of motion. Yes, and we will also do some numericals in the lecture after that, so we get practice of this motion. Now remember, physics will be slightly difficult, yes, but still take your time, go slow, try to understand the concept. Once you understand the concept, physics is going to be a very, very interesting subject. Okay, so I want you to revise it one more time carefully, go slow, repeat it as many times as you want. Take a graph paper, draw the graphs, plot the area. The more practicals you will do, the more stronger and more better you will become. Okay, thank you.